people. It's the way they act towards each other and the way they're so friendly and warm to each other.
And the people are fantastic. It's just like one big family.
I find that they have gained a substantial amount of confidence since being at the school.
They choose to do their best. They choose to set their sights high.
You learn more about yourself as a person, which I think is really important.
Much more outgoing. They are very self-confident. They have an attitude, I can do anything.
Teachers push you to your potential.
Oh yeah, he really learned here. I found it's much harder than what I came from.
Students are given a lot of responsibility here, and that's something they have to face as soon as they step in the door.
Now what?
We're a small school, and so the teach-learn process gets everybody involved. You can't get lost in the whole process. You have to contribute.
I remember my first day at Glen Oak, and I walked in the door and I was super nervous. Well, the first day that I came here, I was terrified. I didn't know how to react. I didn't know how other kids were going to react to me.
I was scared. I didn't know anyone here. No relatives, no close friends. When I first walked in, everyone was really friendly. They came up to me and said, can I help you? Where do you need to go? What's your name? Who's your advisor? Find your name tag. And then I found my big sister, and she showed me all around the school. I felt really comfortable.
She's a person who kind of helps you out and makes you feel more at home, and, if you need something, she's always there to talk to.
And being a senior, I was afraid that I wouldn't get to know the freshmen. But, I was a big sister to a girl, and then I got to know her friends, and she got to know my friends, and so we have a good relationship with the freshmen.
Well, coming to Glen Oak isn't something that you should be afraid of, because it's just like you've known these people all your life. I've just met these people this year, and already they're just like my sisters.
It's fair to say the world didn't need another private girls' school in 1959. In fact, it took guts even to consider building one. But a group of people here in Cleveland really felt there was a need for another kind of school. A school where there was a stronger emphasis on the learning environment.
Came out of, I think, the thrust of the 60s, where the lockstep Roman Catholic girls' school was perhaps not going to be the phase for the future.
To me, the thing that makes Glen Oak different is the way it's set up, the structure of it. It's like the open area. There's just like tables around. It's not like you're enclosed in four walls.
Being in open classrooms, the girls learn not to be distracted by every little thing, everybody that walks by. Their power of concentration is strengthened. The atmosphere in the open environment is not zooey. I think that this has been something that has always been associated with open education.
We are an open education school with structure. We have rules and regulations that the students must abide by.
We have many classes that are really very traditional, despite the physical plant. The open environment is very conducive to a seminar class, and maybe not necessarily that conducive to a mathematical analysis or calculus class. So we use common sense.
This is an all-girls school, but then next door we have Gilmer, which is an all-boys school, and we have cross-registration, and we're free to take classes up there, and they're free to take classes down here.
Being at Glen Oak has taught me to get my work done on my own. We don't have supervised study halls, so when you're free, you can do anything you want. And it's taught me that when I do have homework, I will come to the resource center and sit down and do my work instead of sitting in the lounge and talking.
She's grown up a lot. She's more independent. You don't have to tell her to study. She just does it.
Oh yeah, he really learned here. I found it's much harder than what I came from. But also, I'm getting better grades because I'm really trying harder and I'm really trying to make something out of it.
We have a core curriculum that is solid and electives built around a core. We don't have electives built around the student.
Students enrolled at Glen Oak come from varying backgrounds and various religious traditions. It's important, we believe, that a student develop and strengthen her own religious beliefs, but at the same time recognize and respect the beliefs of others.
They suggest that you take a world religion course so you can learn about all the different religions, and it's really interesting because I didn't know very much about them, but now I do, and I respect them more.
Since the school is so small, and since we have such a family-like atmosphere, it's possible to accomplish more things.
In the school in which I worked before, I had between 30 and 35 students. You knew the good ones, you knew the bad ones, you knew anything in between. Here I know all the students. I know them well because our classes are small.
At my other school, it was really big. There was like 500 kids there, and the classes were really big, and I found that I didn't get enough attention that I needed.
Like, you know all the teachers, and you get along with them. Well, sometimes you get along with them.
They seem to feel for the kids, and the kids feel an affinity back to them because they don't treat them as kids.
They know I care. They really know I care. Faculty that care. That's a very important part of the hiring procedure. I can answer all sex questions, all love questions, all lonely heart questions, all family problem questions. I'm just available home and here and any place they want to come. It's absolutely fantastic.
And they know they can go to the teachers after school or at other times, and they'll help them out.
Well, if you're ever in any trouble, if you need help with a course, the teacher's willing to help you anytime.
In fact, school encourages you to come in and see what's going on. They encourage you to take part and help manage that education.
It does probably the best job I've seen in Cleveland, since I've had 2 children in a couple of schools, of keeping the parents informed.
Evaluations are very important for each student at Glen Oak. They tell her and they tell her parents all about the learning process that's involved when she studies or when she learns.
The evaluation system is a super system. I love it because it really pinpoints where the girl is strong and where the girl is weak. I like the idea of the grade with the summative, well-written evaluation. It really tells you where that student is.
The first evaluation I got took me about 20 minutes to read. It was almost more than I really wanted to know. But when I finished it, I realized that I'd learned a great deal about my own daughter that I had never known before.
We work on motivating them to want to learn. In addition, we also want them to feel accepted and respected, an important person, and that's so important in growing up.
I've never had a fight or an argument with anyone at school, which is amazing, I think, and I've never seen one either.
Our girls are very open. They are excited when they see a newcomer come. They're delighted to have a new person come into their community.
She felt she would know nobody. She found that within a week she knew everybody. I think it's something Glen Oak does that no other school does.
And everybody tries to make you fit in. I mean, they try their hardest.
The team spirit is just fabulous.
I like the sports because it's a small school and everyone is able to participate. It's not a lot of competition in getting on a team.
When a freshman can come into the school and participate right away in varsity sports, I think this is quite impressive.
The individual is respected